Welcome to the awesome world of play here in Coppell, Texas, where the board games are not only a choice, they're a lifestyle.
Something like that.
Today, this is the Stopclick. Today, only today. Maybe next week, too, it might be the Stopclick.
Welcome to the Stopclick. Today, we're going to be talking about Trinity War and the meta that we think is going to accompany it.
Yeah, it's been out long enough. We've been playing with the pieces long enough. We kind of figured out what's what as far as what's going to make it in the meta, which you'll see in like R.O.C. events and Origins.
Speaking of R.O.C. events, the R.O.C. event for this store
as of today
is a week away.
7 days. We already got a lot.
Saturday or Sunday? Sorry.
Saturday. 14th.
So
next
6
week.
days away. Excuse me.
6 days. Yeah, not a week away. And we already have tons of people registered. I mean, it's awesome.
It is going to be
super
off the
excited.
cuff. To use a phrase from the '90s, off the cuff.
Off the hook, dude.
Off the hook. I don't know what they
cuff. What's off the cuff? Anyways,
I don't know.
So.
I like off the cuff.
You like off the cuff?
No, you guys aren't hip. All right, we're not using off the cuff. I'm sorry. Lost
my denim jean jacket is going to come back in style.
Acid wash jeans.
All right, so now the thing is, though, we have a lot of pre-registers in. I mean, we maybe got about 15, maybe
Events kept at 40.
20 slots left. So if you signed up on the page and you did not call the store to reserve your spot, you might want to do that because we're expecting a lot of people to show up, and a lot of people are going to be turned away at this point. So just giving you a heads up, you got 6 days, 5 days technically, because there's 5 days to call ahead and reserve your seat.
Right.
It's only $25.
Super qualifier.
Super qualifier. You get lots of cool
Top
prizes,
8, all that good
and
stuff.
our map is super awesome.
It is awesome.
Oh my god, that map is super cool.
But
Anyway,
we digress. So we've been practicing with the Trinity War. We've been trying to see extensively trying to see what falls out as possibly new meta. One piece that I thought was going to be, and I think we both kind of thought it was going to be kind of neat, was gluttony.
Yeah.
I thought gluttony would bring more to the table, but
yeah, we actually freaked out whenever they spoiled it.
Yeah, we thought gluttony.
Like,
and the thing
God,
is, in playability, we didn't find that it was as good as we thought it was.
No, we ran them a couple of times, and people were just
I think the biggest problem was, at least in a couple of teams, we kept having Harley Quinn and Super Scroll show up in testing, and then those people just ignore him and run away from him. Like he's really, they just don't deal with him until they have to, and then. Oh, well, it didn't make much of a difference in the game. And then the other piece that I think has been the sleeper is the one you pulled and almost got rid of.
I almost got rid of this until we tested it. This is the sloth piece.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm tired of fighting sloth. It wears on the brain. Sloth says if a character is given an action within 4 squares, given the action.
Yeah. So
after the action resolves, that person can no longer do anything. Now, it doesn't have to be a free action. It can be any action.
Any action whatsoever.
So the problem is Super Scroll, he just stands next to Super Scroll, and Super Scroll gets very frustrated with life because he can't choose powers to beat the crap out of it.
Yeah, you can't, because that's a free action to choose powers.
So that once he chooses powers, he's done.
He just stands there.
He just stands there. So it's really annoying. It is quite the most detrimental piece we've ever seen against the Super Scroll. The other thing that is very, very annoying is you can't do small things like I want to outwit and then do something.
You can't.
You can't. I want to outwit and move.
No sidestep poison.
No sidestep
no
poison.
nothing.
There's no tricks to it. And the thing is, unfortunately, I thought Sloth would be kind of like Gluttony, where he couldn't be, carried or TK'd. He can be all of those things. He can be. You can just move him up and just get him right up in there where he's super annoying. And he's Quintessence and Mystic. So
don't forget Incapacitate with the 12 attack.
Yeah, and triple
targets,
target,
8 range.
Yeah, really. Super good piece so far.
And his damage ability, characters within 2 squares get Earthbound neutralized.
So the thing is, you can't fly around him.
He just sits there.
He just sits there in the middle of the map, kind of ruining your day.
I honestly think after these batch of ROCs, we're going to see a price raise on him.
Once
everything gets settled.
keep in mind all the Trinity War because of the guaranteed chase per brick. They've settled about 28 on the low end to about 38 on the high end because of the guaranteedness. Obviously, you take Flash where all the chases are still 50, mostly because they weren't 1 per brick. I mean, they were.
Yeah, and ironically, they're not even meta.
They're not even meta. Yeah, so scarcity being versus demand being a problem.
Speaking of scarcity, I think a piece that I'm kind of glad is it meta was White Rabbit.
Yeah. Well, I think it was perfect as far as collectability and fun to play, but not game breaking. And that's exactly where it needed to be to where it didn't hurt any feelings. You know. So I did not pull one. Raven did not pull one, but we're still.
So a good friend of ours did.
Yes.
And that's pretty odd. I'm pretty sure he's going to show it off next week.
Yeah.
In all of its glory.
All right. So the other piece that I actually pulled, and I was kind of surprised to see how it starts to look very enticing is Lust, and the reason is that Lust is a very annoying piece. In the same way that Rainbow Raider perplexes down all your combat values if you're
A certain color.
if you're a certain color.
Possess a certain power in your die.
He just says his trait is if you're standing next to anybody, opposing, friendly, you can't make range attacks. Opposing characters standing next to anybody on their team can't make range attacks. Which I was like, the thing is, it kind of hoses defend ball a little bit.
It does hose defend ball. It hoses in power.
And all enhancement, all these little bitty things that that's kind of annoying. Not
Actually, that's really
that's
slick.
not unbeatable though. Like that's just annoying. The second part is he's got charge and he's got plasticity, and by standing next to you, I think this is every click past his top dial. I think is what it is. Of course, he's Quintessence and Mystics, but he does -1 to all your combat values if he's next to you, and then if you have 2 action tokens, it's -2 to all your combat values if you're standing next to him.
How many points is he?
117.
Oh my god!
And he's like, so I was sitting there going like, this seems real. Like he has like a little bit of a gluttony problem about getting in there, but charge and plasticity. I'm gonna run up to you, and here I am, and now just to deal with me, which you're gonna have to because I've got plasticity. Unless you ignore characters from movement, you're gonna have a hard time. And -2 to combat values is kind of ridiculous.
You're gonna have a bad
like, you
day.
have -2 defense, you have -2 damage, -2 like you can't really fight him one-on-one in a way that's meaningful. He's also got really good defensive powers. Once again, like I said, I'm not sure.
We're gonna have to play with him a little bit more.
Play with him a little bit more.
But on paper, this guy seems
on paper, he definitely has some promise. Let's see here. What other interesting?
Let's talk about the Justice League: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
the fact that they perfectly fit in
they
300
do.
and
They
600
do.
point
They
variants.
do. I don't believe with the prevalence of Kyle and Super Skrull that they're going to be the meta. And the biggest reason is, unfortunately, at their lower point clicks, they can be not say easily one-shotted,
But they're squishy.
They're not. Once again, a good pulse wave at the beginning of the game can one-shot them. You have a lot of positioning problems. I do think that any kind of meta will have to involve abusing Batman stealth. I think that's kind of a problem.
That Batman, oh my god, dude, that dude. Okay,
he's a lot of fun.
They're talking about him being like the best Batman figure to date.
I actually probably would have to agree with that. I can't think
because 12 attack, he's 150 points on his top dial. 12 attack, and you give him a free action. You can choose a standard attack or a damage power, and he gets it.
There you go. And then it's 12 attack, 9 running shot.
18 toughness.
Doesn't he have like invincible?
No, 18 toughness. He has Indomitable.
Indomitable.
Yeah,
okay, but like, is it toughness on his top?
Yeah, it's toughness.
Okay, for some reason, the one I have looks a little pink. But and then
his damage power is even better. Outwit, perplex. If he doesn't have any action tokens, if you use prop control.
Just by default, he can do both of those things.
Yeah, built-in stealth.
Built-in stealth, of course, Batman team ability. So
ignores elevated for movement.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That was kind of the one that I kept thinking that he couldn't fly, so I was safe from him. And then Batman traversed up
grapple hooking,
traversed up a mountain after me. I'm like, wait a minute. So
I'm the ninja. You didn't think about that?
Yeah, well, I should have, but you forget.
I think we'll see some teams revolving around Batman.
I think Batman has some promise. I mean, it's real hard to tell so far, but like I said, at 150, he definitely has some promise. Now, obviously, this R.O.C. that's coming up here will have no tactics
themes, or
so that creates. We aren't even really addressing the other part of all these chases is that they allow in other games, not this R.O.C., the relics to be bestowed to a friend, somebody else on the team, without paying the cost of it.
No, without paying the cost, and that does not have the 7 Deadly Sins keyword.
Okay, sure.
So if you have 2 of them, you can't give them to each other.
You can't give them to each other. But I'll be honest, not that huge of a deal. But you're talking about these things they're almost as good as the hammers. I mean, they don't give any attack value, but they give a plethora of combat values to fit your situation.
Yeah.
You get some of them give a lot of them give sidesteps, some of them give combat reflexes. You can make a piece just way better for one of these things, and it's free.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that kind of breaks it for me is that it's just free to give to somebody. So I think when we get to the second half of the season for the R.O.C. where they allow tactics.
Speaking of which, big announcement too. I didn't even tell you this, but there will not be a second half of the R.O.C. or the qualifier.
The Grand Prix?
Yeah, John Keys has decided to host the championship at our store on the 14th.
The championship.
So the championship, everything's going to end at our store.
Okay, well, fair enough.
So it's going to be even more popping because we're going to have people not even fighting for R.O.C, but for the DFW Grand Prix title.
There you
so
go.
That's
best in the DFW area.
Yeah.
And well, unfortunately, we got to represent a little bit because I know we have some out of towners. Like I said, this is super qualifiers. You get some out of towners. You get some Oklahoma.
Yeah. Would you want an Oklahoma
like an alien
walking around with the DFW title?
Yeah. Like I said, it sounds very alien. The Oklahomians.
Oklahomians. Okies? Isn't that what they call them?
The Okies, I think is what they are. And then, of course, we have Houston people. That would be a
Houstoners.
little... I'll be honest, they're still Texan, but they're from Houston, so we have to, So Houstonites. Yeah, there we go. We're not really hoping that they walk away with the title, but we're looking forward to have a great turnout. Now, another thing that we really haven't had too much time to test the 300-point metagame was the CSA. Yeah. The CSA team ability has got to be one of the
coolest, awesomest.
It's fun. It's fun to do.
It's like theme prob on top of. Now, okay, check this out. If you run, for those of you who don't know what the CSA team ability is, for every character with the CSA team ability, they can use prob control, but they have to have line of sight, and you have to give them an action to use it. Yeah. It's the same exact thing as theme prob.
Yeah, it functions like theme prob, but it's just super annoying.
Well, no, I guess they would cancel each other out because they both have the use of prob.
What's CSA stand for?
Crime Syndicate.
Crime Syndicate of America.
Yeah.
So that's the Earth 3 Crime Syndicate. You have a Power Ring and
Now the cool
Ultraman.
thing, the cool thing about it too is
Johnny Quick with the Flash. Yeah. 2 episodes ago, I couldn't think of his name.
Oh my god,
Johnny Quick.
I honestly think Johnny Quick will be pretty good.
I'll be honest, Johnny Quick has the Alpha
Firestar.
The Firestar or Deathstar.
Deathstorm.
Not Firestorm. Deathstorm. There you go.
Deathstorm. But,
he just did like 4 different characters at once. He said Firestar, which I'm pretty sure.
That's Marvel.
Yeah. So then he did Death Star, then he did Death Storm.
Death Star was a galaxy far away.
Technically Marvel.
Technically Marvel.
Yeah,
now Disney. Oh, you were a smart man, clever man. Okay. Anyway, I don't think they're quite.
You won't see them being played seriously.
No, I don't think you're going to be seeing them played seriously.
You will see, if somebody's running theme, you will see, I guarantee you.
Yeah, well, no, they're definitely annoying to play against. I'll give them that. They have resiliency in spades. You just don't feel like you're ever going to bring them down, especially when they start doing their I prob it. Then we all clear.
Oh, no, it's not even that. The Outsider says if you were to use a CSA prob, you give him 1 damage and not give him the token for it.
Oh, yeah. Was that the super or the
That's just the uncommon. That's the one I pulled.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I pulled the prime and the super rare and haven't really looked at them very well. But anyway, so what else do we think? Obviously, we still think that
there's lots of PD. You guys got to watch out for that. That's going to be very sneaky.
What is it that is the Black Gate Guard that's got something interesting? People,
it's not the Black Gate Guard. It's the
I can't think of who it is that has a weird
Coastal CD Police. No, that's not that. It's some other guy.
Anyway, but
some agent. That's what it is.
Okay. One thing I was really concerned about was the Blue Devil.
Yeah.
Blue Devil. Blue Devil has an ability that if he hits a character and they have a stop click, after actions resolve, deal them 2 unavoidable damage afterwards. And you can tell this piece is just made for Kyle. You still got to land the attack. It's not just that he's got to do it. Nobody else on the team can do it.
Yeah.
But you can see people specifically playing
the
Blue Devil, just to hit Kyle, just so they can hose him. And I'll be honest, if you get that shot, if you make it, you will
more like the blue bastard.
Yeah. So no. I'll be honest. It's really weird to see a piece printed that feels like it's specifically made to kill 1 piece in the entire metagame.
But isn't Sloth or
no? He doesn't have a stop clip. Gluttony, no. He just ignores.
Don't you feel like a lot of those pieces were made to bring down Super Scroll?
No. Kyle maybe. I think no. Sloth is not necessarily a silver belt for Super Scroll.
No, he can be if you played him right.
He's very
a really big stick.
Yes. No. You did see it happen. And I'll be honest, we had tested that matchup. We need some more
use Sloth a lot.
We've used Sloth a lot. And
honestly, truth be told, if you don't have good support, like
for your Super Scroll,
for not for Super Scroll, but for Sloth, honestly, like he
too hard. He's too hard to get into the game.
Yeah,
even with the quintessence, he's got 5 movement. You're kind of dredging
and he's
along.
got 6 clicks of health, 5 clicks. Like he's easily taken out.
Yeah. Well, easily is you know.
If they focus some with penetrating, it's pretty much
It can be
over.
happening, but you know they'll take some mystics to do it.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the meta right now? Like, what do you think?
What are your
what is
opinions?
your favorite piece of Trinity War for meta?
Yeah. What have you seen? Maybe there's something we haven't found.
Yeah.
out
Well,
yet.
well, I'll be honest. If it doesn't show up this weekend, it may we may never know. If it doesn't show
We
up this
may
weekend.
never know. It's
But
exciting.
this weekend, this is where bring all the shenanigans. And you know what? I actually truly think that it will be a team we have never seen. Because right now, if you look at the past 4 months of R.O.C.,
Yeah.
it is almost the same thing repeated, alternating. You get some Kyle teams, you get some Super Scroll teams. Top 8, you could kind of rearrange the order, maybe get a couple of unusual things, but for the most part, you see the same teams over and over again. So Trinity Wars, let's hope this changes it. But I actually truly believe that this R.O.C. will be taken by somebody playing something completely new and
Do
crazy.
you have any predictions? Pieces you're going to see in the top team?
I actually firmly believe a sloth will top 8. I can't
After
stress
tonight-
how stressful it is playing against the sloth, and how unbelievably bad it is to try to deal with it.
4 squares may not seem like much.
Yeah, but when he can move 5 squares, he's got quintessence, and there's very little map control. It doesn't have line of fire. Like, it's just really, really bad to play against.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's pretty awesome. As far as my pick, probably Batman. Honestly, I think we'll see Batman in
top
top 8.
8? Okay.
I think Batman will.
All right,
Last question: are we going to see the now that Trinity's dropped? Are we going to see the Super Scrolls and the Kyles?
Oh yeah, because
No, you definitely. You have to see those teams.
Yeah.
They're very reliable. I mean, I'll be honest. If you look at Kyle, one of the detriments to Kyle has always been the fact that most people play him with shield. That's a 21 defense. Even with all the preparation in the world, it's still not the easiest to hit a 121 defense, even when you're prepared for it. So it's kind of a 20 top dial, a 21 on the Stopclick, which is super rough to deal with. So I still think those teams are not out.
Yeah.
So, but it should be a great R.O.C. I hope to see every single person watching this video there.
yeah, it'd be awesome. All 6 here.
Thank you for watching the Stopclick.
I'm Raven, MJ. We're signing off.